for the taxes.
So we'll need to make
So
a
you
motion.
get this back. I've kind of got a free presentation.
Literally like, $45 just buys you the wrench. But what I recommend is you probably want this guy, you want the two cameras to go with. They also have like
And even now,
but
sometimes
that's
we
everything
have
you really don't think about.
Oh, that's great.
So it's got the two wrenches we use for undoing like a hose or fitting, and then the hydrant wrench is for. The other thing.
I always say up here, it's like.
I don't know if everybody can.
Yeah, so it's actually
You know, I was kind of raised together with this society.
is what allows
Job,
us
pay your
to
bills, whatever.
disconnect
You know, the
a
whole fun of like,
my
so
son.
you need to be involved in whatever it is. Like, yeah, leave me
that
alone.
gate rest on there, and then we can open it, close it. What it really does is, I put my hydrant, my truck to the hydrant. So that hydrant out. I can't just drive up. Because it's all the entire water. This guy shut that off. Now I can disconnect the truck. I won't be able to take a gate out. But $300 and easy loan behind. Very good. So, for a firefighter, our rule is, you put a gate valve on every hydrant. There's no guarantee you'll be able to shut that hydrant.
And that is something we need.
So that, if I was you buying a piece of tools, I'd buy a gate valve, and then that hydrant wrench.
You know, why do you audit this? Or why do you do this? Why do you do that? Why do you do that? It's like,
Why would he turn on the
Just
hydrant?
like last week, we had to put our hydrants when we opened the
run for
car.
office, and like be involved. It's
We
like,
had
you know.
to, no, but when they were testing their Lakers, we were testing them and they had to push.
I'm saying, if you ran into a problem that it would not shut off, we don't have to.
You can't shut the valve.
The gate valve, you can. The gate valve allows you to crank it shut.
They know.
They said it's gonna take a while.
So that gate valve, red
Oh,
valve.
okay, I see, that's different. All right,
Yeah.
now I
And I
see.
don't wanna make it,
I wasn't driving.
you know, they're just.
The gate valve we had when I was
Do you
there,
know
hose,
anything about the
showed it on the
hydrants?
hose.
That's where that break
No,
went.
this, yeah, this will go on the hydrant.
I could see
You know,
that.
the ones.
So it just puts a valve between the two.
We should have all
Not right at the moment.
Somebody-
You
No, you
should,
don't have to.
somewhere.
You don't have to find that right now. I just wanna fix all the dirt
Yeah,
around
it's
it.
in there a lot.
That's fair, I understand that.
Yeah, because we did get like all the wild things, yeah, we got everything.
Yeah, no, I understand that, I'm not trying to argue with you, boss.
No, no, I know what you're saying, you're like, we've had all these.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I had most of them in my head at one time.
Right, and I will tell you, I wouldn't have left behind
So they.
if we were
Well,
cleaning
I
all
can
that
tell you
stuff
for
out.
certain, is I
That's
haven't
important
seen
stuff.
it.
I did a whole grass farm.
And you
I
couldn't
forgot
get
to
hold of
us,
us.
we hired
Find
stuff.
out paperwork.
But that
Had to send
has a
it
maintenance
down.
tool for sure.
His address was
And then
right.
even a just piece of hose. Y'all, I could look through my truck and buy something suspect, I can get it to them. If you need just the ability to throw a hose on it, like take it over to a ditch, cut off the side out of the corner.
Wash the street.
No, we do
I always say.
Well, I was still in cool, but
Okay.
maybe you should get with Monty and get to know that truck we have over there because they kept one of their trucks. Roger's mom had donated the truck.
So, the old.
So they kept that. They still have that in their station.
That's
So
all
you've
we
got that available, we use it to flush out the storm drain. But if JP ever needed to borrow it or wanted to.
I didn't realize what we.
I already looked him up online. Somebody that she could write it with her background, you had to spend 10, 15 minutes.
You would have to take you up, but you're gonna go on your own.
I know, but until then, I'm gonna depend on you to take me.
If you're hosing some.
I'll pick my bitch's ass up, but I have to be taken up there. In a secret spot, I don't have.
I got a compliment. I was just picking that.
But
Yeah, I don't even remember where we were at.
That's good.
Thanks, yeah.
Told you. Not a clue.
Maybe twice, and
Not a clue.
brings you back up.
Yeah. It was a kick in the pants, man. I never had so much fun.
Well, people are a lot more free, it seems like nowadays. When I was a kid, you guarded your level very
Well, no,
spotty.
he didn't take me, he only took me because I can't remember all my kilos. I got no memory. Yeah. I'm actually, I don't even have to be God twice for it. I don't know where I'm going. I got no idea where we're going.
Got it?
That's why we.
Got a little deeper spot.
We've been down here with that.
It's further south of here, but it's just hard to get to. Because most people aren't willing to walk.
Turn my music as well, I gotta put them there, yeah.
Just whistle, I like it when you're out there whistling.
Oh, I'm working the garage.
Don't get rowdy.
We're going to call a regular meeting in the town of Metaline to order. And before we get started, I'm going to ask for a motion to amend the agenda, move the sheriff, fire department, and the commissioner's report to the position underneath guests.
I'll make a motion to move the sheriff, fire, and commissioner's report to guests on our agenda.
A second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Give
And
me
I need
just,
to make another amendment.
hold on, give me just a second.
Oh, sorry.
We'll be the sheriff, fire district, and commissioner. And that was Jan and Alicia. Okay.
And I'm going to add to new business to show a request for Jade regarding MRSC courses.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to add a discussion on MRSC classes for the Jade and the council.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I think we can cover it under these other action items.
Okay.
Okay.
I need a motion to accept the minutes from July 29th special consumer meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from July special consumer meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Glenn,
Yes, sir.
you're at the top of the, because this meeting may go on for us, I moved you up to the top.
Thank you. So for July, you had 5 whole calls for service. And technically it was 4 because the first one was the fall, which was actually a medical call that we assisted with. You had a noise complaint, which was a neighbor's complaining a gentleman had his noise too loud. There was heated discussion about how loud was too loud and did we have a decimal meter or decibel meter and all that kind of stuff. And it really, if it annoys your neighbors, it's too loud. So they were able to sort that out.
I do think that if we dig back into the ordinances, there's something about unnecessary noise after 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, if it annoys one or more of your neighbors and it's too loud. And so it was just a process of getting this individual to understand that. So,
Okay.
one suspicious circumstance was sounds like a male with dementia that was wandering around the family. They looked for him for about an hour. And they were able to locate him and get him safe. Violation of a court order, which actually wasn't. They thought it was third-party contact, and it actually was not. Then there was a welfare check. An adult female told her parents that they would not ever see her children again and that she might burn the house down.
Oh.
So we went and had some conversations and got that all taken care of and everything was fine. Those are your law reports for July.
Yes. So things need to be taken pretty seriously.
Happy people in that town.
Fire District 2.
So Fire District 2 had a total of 217 calls for service in the month of July, and the town of Metaline had 6. 4 EMS, 1 fire, and 1 false alarm. The fire call, I believe, was someone complaining about illegal burning. Turns out they were using propane, somebody's husband. So it was legit, it was okay, but in the process, we were told of people who were actually burning farther down the riverbanks. I went and spoke with them. They put out their fire willingly, but called me, I think the next day, to say that somebody else was burning. We get that a lot this time of year, especially across the river from each other, down farther, especially in the Tiger and Leclerc area, but, so, nothing really to speak of.
Why are you jumping on those things as soon as you get that? That
We
scares the
do
crap
try.
out of me.
I have a question for you, Blake. I read an article in Spokesman Review this morning from, it was discussing Stevens County EMS services and how they're in dire straits, and that cuts to Medicare and Medicaid are only compounding those types of situations. I know that our EMS, or our fire district and emergency medical services are heavily reliant on those types of funding sources. Is that something that's going to affect us, and would it affect our service?
So, as everything stands today, our service is stable and financially sound. Yes, Stevens County is struggling hard. We were just at their county commissioner workshop yesterday to offer them a plan for how we would come over there and do over there what we're doing here, working with their fire districts and doing a bunch of different things. Some of them were very appreciative and understanding of changes we would probably make. They do things very different over there on that side, and so one of the things they still do is they employ 3 different people to just do the medical billing, whereas we send all of ours out of house. There's actually a company on the west side called Systems Design West that does nothing but medical billing. We're one amongst something like 1,400 other EMS and fire districts that send our medical billing to be done. Medical billing by itself is like a college course you can go take, and then you have classes to take every year because they changed the codes that you use.
Just like RCWs.
Yeah, and so we don't even try to keep up with that anymore. John Rummelhart, when he was with the fire district, he did actually do all of that medical billing. The guy had 5 different computer systems in the office. This one's connected to a computer, does just the Medicare stuff. This one does these insurance companies. It was like that. And unfortunately in Stevens County, they're still trying to do that. They are 9 months behind on billing for medical services and not able to keep up or get ahead. And so they've turned the last 2 years, they've turned to the county commissioners and asked for money to the tune of over $3 million. Like, hey, we're struggling here and we need you to support us and prop us up. So we believe we can do what we're doing here, over there. And so we went and offered that. They're not real happy with us, as you can imagine, some people, but other people, county commissioners like the sound of that, right? As opposed to a junior taxing district doing the, hey, we're struggling, you gotta bail us out. I can't tell you everything. That's just like one of those glaring things we see. It's just how they're organized and what they do spend their money on is not the way we do it here. So we do hope to go over there and help them out.
Blake, I'll just add to that if you don't mind.
Yeah.
When you're done.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
But other than that, yes, every day we're under the threat that Medicare and Medicaid who don't reimburse very well, somebody in the federal government can just decide, yep, it's that time. We're actually going to allow all the other private insurance companies to reimburse at the same rates. And so then you will see not just the failure of Fire District 2's EMS, but across the entire country. There is not, as a standalone EMS system, nobody is making money that just supports them. They're doing something else. We bring in 1/6 of our budget is our taxes that we bring in. Currently, I have 3 ambulances that are out on fires in Western Washington and Southern Oregon. And that money that we generate there, we bring back to the fire district and use that money to fund ourselves. Last year, we were out for more than 330 days of fire season. This year, we're at 147 or something right now. So, Chief Haynes has put into place several different, we look for multiple avenues to bring in revenue to try to not be pigeonholed or stuck if any one of those has an issue.
Okay.
So,
I really appreciate it, thank you.
no problem.
Yeah, and Blake covered it. I was just gonna say that a great variety of models for offering EMS service, and as far as a revenue model. And, you know, it seems like one thing I'm learning going through this whole EMS district discussion, you have some providers of EMS service that are heavily dependent upon property tax or levies. You have some that are heavily dependent on the fee-for-service, Medicaid, you know, we do so many of these, we get a fee for that. And then you got some of them, and I think Fire 2 is diversified. And they do a good job of having a basket of revenue. And, you know, from what I've seen of their budget, they're not real heavily dependent upon taxes. They're not really heavily dependent on any of those things. The EMS services in Stevens County have been historically run by the Sheriff's Department. And so they have a sheriff's ambulance. And that's why the sheriff's come in, he says, listen, that's not my primary role. Commissioners, you gotta give me some more money or I'm not doing this, because that's not his primary role. And in the past, that might have made money, not anymore. Yeah. So I would just say Fire 2, kudos to them. They have a diversified source of revenue.
Cool, that puts my mind at ease.
Well, I guess, but is he training somebody to follow through with this? I mean, he's not gonna last forever.
No.
You guys are awesome.
Correct. There's currently Chief Haynes, and then there's 3 of us who are deputy chiefs. So any one of us can kind of step into that role. We currently all do bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
So no one person is the only mastermind. I won't claim that I have the same business mind that he does, but I understand what he's doing and understand where I'm deficient, and I would have to go get assistance. I would need to hire a business manager or somebody who's gifted in this way or that way. So that's kind of our succession plan currently.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Mr. Smarty.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up. Used to walk around while I talk. We're gonna, instead of doing my usual update, we're gonna talk a little bit about roads tonight. Tell a story. I always feel like I'm home here, so I can tell a story. When I was dating my wife, she was living with her grandparents, and one of my favorite people I've ever known in my whole life was her granddad, who, as an infant, survived the great influenza epidemic, lived through the Great Depression, lived through World War II, had 4 kids, was a carpenter, built a whole bunch of houses in Spokane, and then retired as the head gardener at Manitoba Garden.
Wow.
So he was a botanist, and he had a business growing seeds out in the Otis Orchards area where they grow seeds out there while he was doing all that. But one of the things he taught me was this little ditty, and I'll never forget it, because as a rule, man is a fool. When it's hot, he wants it cool. When it's cool, he wants it hot. What it is, he wants it not. As a rule, man is a fool. And it was about complaining. And people love to complain. I can tell you since I've become a commissioner, one thing I never realized is how much people love to complain about roads. Next to the weather is roads. Okay? They love to complain about roads. I've gotten complaints today. I can almost guarantee I will get complaints tomorrow. We're chip sealing, that's wrong. If we don't chip seal, it's wrong. Okay? So people love to complain about roads. One thing I've also learned is nobody wants to come up with solutions. Okay? So we have problems. Everybody wants to identify problems. Everybody wants to say, this is a problem, our taxes are too high, we're not getting enough for our money, it's bad. But nobody wants solutions. And that's what we're here to talk about tonight, is solutions. Okay? And solutions are not easy and they're not fun. Okay? And there's always downsides to them. And that's the other thing, you know, anytime you offer any kind of a plan, you know the first thing that happens. Somebody's going to start attacking it. Okay, so we're going to talk about solutions. I'll go a little further on the problem. Well, our revenues are not what they used to be in Monterey County for roads. Especially if we go back to the early 2000s, late 90s, property tax, our industrial level, relative in real dollar values was much more. So it's not what it is what it was. And I know everybody's taxes went way up. I know especially your assessments went way up. If you understand how property tax works, and I challenge all of you to take a study of that, that doesn't mean our revenue went up, okay? Especially for roads, especially in real dollar value. The county's share of state transportation revenue, the state fuel tax, and I know we all pay way too much fuel tax. I got diesel day before yesterday in Idaho for like $3, you know, buy it over here. I know we all pay way too much, but that portion that we get for fuel tax in real dollars has been steadily declining. Okay? So our revenue is not what it needs to be. Really, our Public Works Department staff has been declining. And what we on the face of that, we have more people in the county. LeClaire Creek, I remember driving that as a kid, and it was like a backcountry road. And now it's like, it's a highway, and there's houses, there's driveways. And you know what? All those people aren't used to backcountry roads. And they move here and they have a higher expectation. And they call me, there's this much snow. Okay? So we have greater expectations, we have more people, and at the same time of that, we have an infrastructure that is in decline. Like your guys' infrastructure here. It's old, some of it wasn't done right, it's in decline. So I'm here to talk about solutions, that's the problem. And this is our solution. So if any of you have been reading what our Public Works Director, Craig Jackson, has been writing some series of letters articulating, so we're going to talk about a transportation benefit issue. By the way, this is Jared Anderson, stand up.
Hi, everyone.
Okay.
I'm with the road department, and actually I'm here to help, so.
Okay. Yeah, you're
I'll help Brian get through.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about first, what is a transportation benefit district? Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about why we need one. We'll talk about how it'll be funded. So Transportation Benefit District is a tool Washington State gives us as a local community to create a benefit district. There's three things we have to do. We have to have a public hearing. We have to establish that it's a public benefit to do that. We have to define the area, okay? And we have to describe what we're doing with the money, okay? So you could have a benefit district for law enforcement, you could have a benefit district for public transportation, you could have a benefit district for a lot of things. But this is defined in the area, and it's defined in the spending of the revenue, okay? So we're going to define it strictly dedicated to transportation needs, okay? So it could be used for maintenance, construction, repair, for match, grant match, could be used for design. Yeah, anything else I'm leaving out there?
Compliance things, studies, engineering,
study.
all that sort of,
Yeah.
you covered.
Yeah, so that's, then when we come to the process, we have to define the map. So we're gonna define the purpose, now we have to define the map. That's where you guys come in, okay? Because we need to draw a circle, and this is where it is. Inside that circle is separate legislative taxing authorities. Town of Metaline, Town of Metaline Falls, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what the question for us is, are you gonna be in it or out? Okay, that's the question why we're here. Anything I'm leaving out so far, Darren? Okay, I'll talk a little bit about the methods for funding. The RCW allows us to do a levy lift, a property tax. It allows us to do a fee on license tabs, your tabs when you go to renew your license. And it allows us a sales tax increase. And in the fee for the license tabs and the sales tax increase, there's a small bump that the governing body of the Transportation Benefit District can do without getting it on the ballot. Okay, in both of those, there's a small bump that we can do without putting it on the ballot. I feel strongly about putting it on the ballot. I think this is a decision that we need to have public and that the voters need to take a stand on. So, and the other thing I feel strongly about is that we are all paying enough property tax. And that I don't believe that's the best way to fund roads. And I feel pretty strongly about that, that there's too many people with their hand in that cookie jar already. And it also, you don't have a lot of choices with property tax. The people on fixed income, they're either gonna pay their property tax or they're gonna lose their house. Okay, and you know, with sales tax, I feel like there's more choices. It's a more equitable tax. So in my view, that's the one that has the greatest benefit and will fit this the best. We're proposing, go ahead if you need to move it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is kind of what we're proposing now. So this model of the Transportation Benefit District, why the county's coming to you, that number one, it keeps government small.
Yeah.
It does not create any extra levels of bureaucracy. It is created by the Board of County Commissioners and it's administered by the Board of County Commissioners. So the tax is collected, comes to the treasurer. We're not quite sure if it goes to the state quite yet, but either way, it comes back to you and it never touches our account at all.
Yeah, and the whole model for this, you know, I've gone through my mind and, you know, what are some things that people could say that's wrong with this? You could say that it's adding another layer of government. You could say we're creating another district that doesn't need to exist. The RCW allows the Board of Commissioners to fulfill the role of governing body of this district. And that's what we're proposing, that we wouldn't create another governing body, that the Board of Commissioners themselves would fulfill the role of governing this Transportation Benefit District. The revenue, the sales tax that is paid, I'm quite familiar with this because I charge sales tax and I pay sales tax. I just sent my sales tax return off last week. So when somebody comes up to the mill up there and they buy $5,000 worth of flooring, I charge them 7.7% sales tax. At the end of the month, I send that to the Department of Revenue. Okay, they'll take that, and when I send it, I will have a taxing district that it was charged in. They will take their 6%, okay, and then they will send back the local portion, okay, which is exactly what will happen here. We're proposing a 0.3% addition, and everybody that buys anything in the county will have that addition. So we would be at 8% sales tax. It would go to the Department of Revenue, then that additional 0.3% would go back to our treasurer. No extra administration, right to our treasurer and be distributed that way, back from the Department of Revenue.
Brian,
Yeah,
just like, I'm gonna make an example last night, they had a water main leak, okay?
Right.
So if you don't have a lot of money in your account to fix the street, and this money sits in there, it doesn't go anywhere else, but the money stays there to fix that. So if you guys have a leak or something like that, you've got a little bit of a little leeway to have some money.
the only thing I'm gonna correct you there on, Bill, is this has to be spent on roads.
Well, that's what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
the road.
Yeah, but yeah, you could repair the street.
Repair the street.
You could, you're right.
Sorry, I didn't say that in.
So in any case, the administration of these funds would be handled by existing county staff and elected. Okay, so the treasurer would administer those funds coming in from the Department of Revenue. The auditor and our finance manager would keep the accounts and keep the books. The commissioners would do the oversight. So there's no additional oversight. The revenues would go directly to Public Works. Those tax dollars that you would agree to, that we would come from the town of Metaline, would come directly to you as probably a direct deposit. Okay. We are proposing that you would join us with an MOU and that we divide the funds based on a population equation. So that we would take 100% of the funds in the county, we would come up with a number of per person, and we would allocate the town of Metaline based on that number per person. I'll be really honest, most of the sales in the county happen in the towns because your businesses are in the town.
And you don't have to spend that money, you can save it up to
You
better
can save it
projects.
up. The other thing that Jared and I have been talking about, you guys could pool those money. You could create your own transportation district, and you could unite with Ione or with Metaline Falls, and you could pool those funds and use them in that way too, or you can use them individually. So the main thing to understand there is your portion of that revenue, it can be saved, it can be spent at your choosing, as long as it is keeping with the definition and the purpose of the transportation benefit district. It doesn't, you're not gonna lose it. There's very little oversight. It's not like a grant. It has broad range. Of course, it would be audited. You would have it in a separate fund that says this is how we use it. You would have to be able to show how you use it.
We'll see.
Go ahead.
It would be interesting to know how much money we're gonna, as far, we are like.
We'll go to our next chart.
If you look at,
We are.
Right here.
Oh,
A little foreshadowing there.
Yeah, and this is,
we only got three.
okay, this is like a weather forecast, guys. Hey.
So some caveats with this, this is not based upon each of your town's sales tax revenue. This is based upon the entire county's sales tax revenue, which is pretty stable. It's one of the most stable sources of revenue that we have. The entire county is flat, right?
Right.
So with that being said, kind of where, if you're kind of data nerd like me, you know, all of this is projecting off of the DOR and you know, those sources, but we're kind of putting this out to 2027, so that's why that number is probably a little bit bigger. It's about the time that we would get it into place. But you see it right here, the way that it's broken down, and this is, we come up with this idea here in the last few days. When you look at the population percentage that each of you towns have, this is where you might talk amongst yourselves for this, but based upon your share of the population, you can see the numbers that are associated with that.
Yeah. You'll see there, Padre County, we're projecting that we would gain 569,000. I can tell you that's about half of what we need to just stop the decline. So we're still racking our brains. I've never been one to say, well, we shouldn't do anything because this isn't a perfect solution. I'm the kind of person, I'm gonna do what I can when I can.
So Brian, you said this amount you don't have to put on a ballot, you can,
Well, this would go, there's a small bump that we don't have to put on a ballot. This is the 0.3% that would go on a ballot.
okay, gotcha.
So this includes the small bump and the 0.3%. We could, in addition, we could charge a fee for the license tabs. Mary Ann Nichols across the hall from me would come over and murder me, okay, because she has to sell people those license tabs, and they're already not happy with how much they pay for license tabs. So if you guys want to do that, you talk to her.
So let me stop on that for just a moment. So the way that license plate tabs work is a very non-transparent process.
Yes.
At this point.
Yes.
If it's under the TBD, if we, $20 is the first bump that they're allowed to do. 100% of that $20 stays in the county, goes into roads.
Right.
So there's none of this, where did the money go?
Right.
Questions with that. Preliminary survey data, I'd say very preliminary survey data, is suggesting that folks, the ones who want to complain,
Yes.
yeah, are saying that they would prefer license plate tab or the sales tax increase.
And what Jared's talking about is you've seen all of our signs with the QR code. And he's talking about the people that have responded to us with ideas, and the two are about equal, very slightly, versus license tabs versus sales tax. To me, the advantage of sales tax is, especially in the summertime, most of the sales in this county come from people that don't live here. And I know my sales, you know, Jared lives in Idaho, I'll pick on Idaho is where my sales are. Okay, and so, and I think all of our businesses here in the summertime is primarily tourists. And this is, to me, is a more equitable way of funding our roads. They're using our roads. Also, just remember Amazon. Okay, all of us now
what we used, our shopping has changed, and when those packages are delivered into the county, outside the town, that sales tax from Amazon is allocated to the county. So that's a big chunk. And it actually really spiked in '21. Our sales tax revenue went way up because of that. So at this point, this is where we're at with the two sales tax bumps, the small one that we can do as a governing body and the one that will be on the ballot. You know, that's to say, who knows what happens down the road. I know that we're gonna have to do something. You know, I have 3 or 4 other ideas about trying to get Public Works more money, okay? And those do not include taxes.
We don't have a maintenance program next year.
Yeah,
Just,
Yeah.
we don't
this
have
is
the money for it.
this is a desperate situation.
Yeah, we will not be chip sealing
Yeah,
next year.
and what we did this year was one-time revenue. Okay, so we used our LATCF funds to fund all this chip sealing that you're seeing on the roads. So, like I said, everybody likes to complain, nobody wants to come up with solutions. This is one of the solutions. Is it perfect? No. Is it enough? No. But it's something we can do. Okay, and it's starting, if you look at a road decline, they're going like this, it'll go like this. Okay, and maybe our state, I laugh as I say it, maybe our state will figure things out and get their priorities straight. You know, we'll see.
Yeah, this is a reliable
Yes,
form of
Yes.
revenue.
yeah. Okay? Questions? We'll keep moving along, we'll take too much of your guys' time.
Do
Questions?
we have any idea of like what percentage of the sales tax comes from out of county?
That's a really good question, and no, we don't. I can tell you, for me, the treasurer in the county has very strict confidentiality rules. She can't tell me even, she gets really nervous to tell me even on a town level how much revenue the sales tax is paying. Because if you look at like here in Metaline, and she said, well, I'll tell you they paid this much sales tax. Well, we know where it comes from. We know 3 businesses. So there's a lot of confidentiality there. So our statistics are not based on the state and based on the whole county. No, I don't think we do.
There's ways to know, but we haven't issued a study like that.
Yeah,
I was just curious.
yeah. And remember, that's a small portion of the sales tax that stays local. And in this case, remember, 100% of this would stay local. Okay, so they don't get any share. Okay? Anything else I'm missing, Jared? We'll talk about next steps.
Let's talk about our ask.
Yes, okay. So what do we need from you? For right now, again, we're proposing that division of the revenue based on population. Okay, not based on location where it's charged, but based on population. And so that's our opening proposal. And what we would like from you guys tonight is a green light to prepare an MOU and have Dolly prepare an MOU for you to join. Go ahead.
Brian, if I may, let's
Yeah.
back up just a second. I think we've skipped over our timeline.
Yes,
And this
good
ties
idea.
in this, just when this is all gonna happen, how quickly this might work. So, yeah,
Yeah, so right now we're in August to September town engagement. Okay, by the fall, by late fall, we're looking at creating a draft ordinance. So Dolly would write up that draft ordinance for our department and interlocal memorandums of understandings with all of the towns. Okay, and again, those would come to you in a draft form. We would prepare those. They would outline the terms, okay, the map. And again, we're proposing a term based on population. And you guys would either say, yes, we approve that, and you would take a vote and authorize the mayor to sign that MOU. We're doing this to every one of the towns. Okay, and then we have a public outreach early in '26, and next year, the sales tax would go on the ballot. We had actually started out hoping, because of our really, I think, dire need, we were kind of hoping to get this on the ballot this year, but it just didn't happen. And it cost us money to do a special election. We're gonna try to tag it on a regular election. So that's our time frame. Okay?
What are the other towns saying?
We're 3 for 3. So, we'll see. I think Newport's, we'll see what they say. Okay, so we're putting them off till.
This is really a great positive way to get money back injected into the towns, you know, since the towns have such high budgets, and it's everywhere other towns have.
Yeah, and we haven't got those MOUs, of course, and we haven't got them signed yet. Really, all we're looking for you guys tonight is the green light to go ahead and prepare that. And if you have, you know, concerns or cautions or, you know, other proposals, great. Let's incorporate that into the draft. But what we're looking from you is some feedback so we can prepare that MOU, and then it would come to you, and you could, of course, examine it at your leisure and take your time with it and then vote to pass it. And then it's legally binding. You know, we're not looking for anything that's binding tonight, except for I would like a vote taken so that we have a record in the minutes that we can do this, especially for Dolly's department. She's gonna spend some money on this.
This is simply an exploratory phase.
Yeah. Yeah, and also part of our purpose of doing this, if it is gonna go on the ballot, you know, my feeling is I really want the towns behind it. I don't want to be going against the wishes of the towns for anything that goes on the ballot. And I want public awareness of what's going on.
And why?
And why.
That's the
Yeah.
biggie.
Yeah.
Don't complain to me about.
Yeah, and by the way, our sales tax here, and again, if I sell flooring, I used this in Cusick. A couple of weeks ago, I took a load of flooring to Perry County and sold it to a gentleman there. Because I delivered it there, I charged the sales tax there in Perry County. And I have this little app on my phone that's the Washington State Sales Tax Locator thing. And I keep tracking where the sales tax is. It's 8% in Perry County. Okay, and by the way, when I pay my sales tax now, which I just paid, Perry County's gonna get that local. Okay, so they've already raised their sales tax. They're still broke. So, and Spokane is what, 9 something? Yeah.
What are we?
We're 7.7.
Can't you
And
charge
this
us,
addition would push us to 8.
Yeah.
can't you charge a sales tax based on the origin rather than destination?
No, when you deliver, it's based on destination.
Charge them here and then charge them a delivery fee.
I can do that. Yeah.
Just saying.
Just saying, yeah, yeah. And by the way, if I'm doing an install over there, or you're doing construction, same thing. You charge them based on location. Same thing here in the county, which is gonna be a significant part of this revenue, is when people build new houses. And they get a load of stuff delivered from Home Depot, the sales tax should be, if they do it right, allocated here, not in Spokane. And they should charge the amount here. They don't always do it right. It depends on who's doing the return. Any other questions?
Now, you,
Just want to show hands here.
I would like a motion and a vote to give us a green light that you would like to see an MOU based on a population division of the revenue. Okay.
I'll absolutely make a motion to have an MOU drafted up in support of a
To be determined.
yeah, transportation benefit district. I think that's a great idea.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, you guys, for your time.
Thank you, Brian.
To answer your question too, and since we voted on it in Metaline Falls last night, and, yeah, we saw this and I do think Brian's on the right path with taxing a sales tax versus any of the other, right? None of us want more property tax, but this is the one time like we actually get to start picking on the Canadians who drive through. Or the people who come in the summer.
They come down here, they get taxes on
And
their
then if we could find ways to increase tourism in the county, that's just more money in the
Exactly
pocket,
it.
you know? So,
If the sheriff's department writes a citation on the highway out there, where's the money go?
We figured out several years ago that it actually cost us about $40 every time we wrote a citation.
I knew there was a reason they wasn't doing it.
So time to put a rank in speeding tickets, right?
There's other ways of getting attention.
Okay, time to move on here. Need a maintenance report from Alicia.
Well, as Bill mentioned, there was a water leak last night out in front of, well, it's the Dembski house, but it was actually the Faust's hookup where there was the problem. It was not hooked up properly originally. And thank you, Brian, and thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Anyway, so I think it was about 11:30 is when I got the call, and I think we finally got the water shut off at about 2-ish. I don't even remember exactly, but anyway, what? 1:30, okay. Anyway, we got it taken care of, and then JP got a hold of Dax Percival, I don't remember the company, what his company, Earthworks or something?
Earthworks.
Adverse Earthworks, okay, and anyway, it was on, they didn't properly install it, so it failed at the connection. So it's not, no cost to the town, it wasn't our problem, he has fixed it, he has taken responsibility, it has been fixed, and water was restored, I think it was about, what, 9:45 today? Water was restored to the town. So, thankfully, all is well, no damage was done. Crisis averted, yes.
Big thanks to everyone who helped out with that.
All in a night's work.
I'm surprised Joe was at work this morning.
Yes, I was too. No, I had to actually work today myself. I was like, I'm only pretending to be here today.
Okay. Is that it, Lisa?
Yep, that's it.
We'll move on to the old business, which, first thing is the pickleball update. Mike?
Well, we're, courts are finished, so there's really not a lot to update anymore. The Northeast Washington Pickleball Association came over and put on a clinic the 2nd, I believe, of the month. It was a Saturday. We had 32 people out there, which was far in excess of what I thought we'd get out there. And there's people out there playing just about every day. In all generations, I see grandpas playing with grandkids, and it's, you know, we're not overwhelmed, but at the same time, they're beginning, and even Amanda played today.
Yes, thank you, Mike, for making sure that happened. I had a great time.
And
That's awesome.
so far, so good, but I talked to the superintendent of the school, and it sounds like she's gonna open up the gym to us this winter over in Metaline Falls, so people that start playing this summer don't have to wait till next spring to come back and play again. They can play all through the winter, which is a real plus.
Yeah.
And there's not that much recreation here in the winter time, and gives these people a chance to get out and play.
Well, I've noticed some of the people that I would normally see down at the Camas Center up here playing.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And I know they've been really anxious for it. So super excited.
Okay. Is that it, Mike?
Yeah, I don't think we really need to bring up added old business anymore. I mean, we're done, so.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right, the second item here is received an offer from Kalispell, $4,000 to assist us in purchasing lumber, which is awesome, and we want to thank them very much. However, we don't have enough money to add to that $4,000 to buy a commercial lawnmower yet. So I gotta ask the council here on how I should proceed. I think we ought to go back to them and thank them very much for the $4,000. Ask them to hold on to that for when we do have money, or ask if we can spend that $4,000 on other needs for the town, like a truck.
I think
What?
a truck.
How much do you need for a commercial mower? Have you got that figured out?
It depends on, there's an awful lot of people that deem their machines to be commercial mowers.
Yeah, I know.
And I mean, it can run from $30,000 down to 12, depending upon who you talk to and who has.
Well, I know you don't need a $30,000 mower.
No, we don't. And I'm kind of looking, the last time I was looking back when I thought we had money was, it was a Still, and it was about $9,000 on sale. And it would have been awesome, but we couldn't come up with the money now. But I don't know. I didn't know how to proceed with the Kalispell. What do you think I should be doing?
Well, we certainly don't have the money. I think that it's a good call to thank them and hold on to it until we do have the money. Or, yeah, I think that's an adequate response.
Okay.
I think that'd be the way to go, is to talk to them and ask them if they wouldn't consider hanging on to that course until we got our feet on the ground a little better, and then maybe we could make a phone call and ask them if it was available then, and a letter, I don't know, maybe that's what I'll do.
I agree.
Rain check.
All right, new business. The clerk. I have hired Jay MacArthur to take the position of town clerk effective August 1st. And as of August 1st, Jay has resigned from the town council. Which moves us on to,
Well, I have a quick question about that. I've heard a lot of people asking about background checks for any new employees.
Yes.
Is that something we're gonna be doing?
it's already been done. She has no record.
We kept running it, and kept coming back with nothing.
We
Why is this not working?
we got down to the wire that just came in today, right?
We tried really hard to find something on
They
it.
said our juvenile records had been sealed, so.
Thank goodness.
Thank you, that's good to know.
Also, now we've got revisions to town council rules and procedures. And I'm going to, since I am not the council, I'm going to turn this over to Janet.
Okay.
I can talk on it.
Either way, if you want to, go ahead.
Or Jade.
Yeah, we've been building it together, so yeah.
So in your guys's little agenda packet, I copied, from our Metaline policies and procedures book, how we structure our agenda now. I know that there was some requests to change the structure of it. In order to do that, we would have to, you guys would have to make a motion and second on it. But, we would have to do it in 2 meetings. So tonight you would tell me what you want to see your agenda to look like, and then I would draft it, bring it back to you guys, and then if it's good, you guys could approve it, and then from after that meeting, we would start with the new structure of the agenda. But we have, it's a whole thing to change it, because it's already in our policies and procedures. So, right now, on 4, so it says order, business, and agenda, 4.1 is how the agenda is structured now, but you guys can move it around, you guys can add the pledge, you can add roll call. I highly suggest adding roll call.
I do like the idea of that, yes.
But we're not really, it's up to you guys, how you wanna see it structured.
Me personally, I'd like to add the roll call, and I would like to have the pledge back. And then move, I do like having the Commissioner Blake and Glenn at the beginning, in case there are emergency calls and you can get out here if you need to. That would be my only changes.
Okay,
I
so
like the structure.
we would do a call to order, roll call, or pledge, and then roll call.
Yes.
Okay.
I think you can do roll call before or after,
And then,
however you.
so the sheriff, fire district, and commissioners.
Would you guys consider moving the treasurer's report up? It would kind of help make decisions throughout the meeting, a little easier if we know how much money we had right up front.
Yeah, we could do that.
Before new business,
Yeah, that would make sense.
or before old, but maybe after the maintenance report. The other thing, I don't know, in the minutes section, I kind of would like to have the minutes read, just so that we're all on the same page and we're all sure we have the same information at the beginning of the meeting before we vote on it.
And usually at another meeting I attend, it's either your captain or mayor or clerk that does that.
That's what,
Reads the minutes.
I believe that John,
reads it out loud?
do you
Yeah.
read your guys' minutes,
Yeah.
John, from,
I-
as a clerk?
I do and I own, yes.
Okay.
For our Legion,
Pretty common.
they read it.
Good job, John. Thank you.
We'll have the person that wrote it read it.
Either way,
Contribute
I'd
to its
be,
brevity.
yeah.
That could be appropriate for the clerk, yeah.
Okay, so we'll just kind of, I took all the notes down for the agenda, so I'll have to draft the resolution. If it's good, you guys can pass it, and then after that, then the new agenda structure will come.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So they'll happen at our next meeting.
This is actually a revision to our own town handbook, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's good.
The other one was, we looked into filling the vacancies and stuff, for selecting, what, the councilmen, like when they do applications or anything like that. You can do it in an executive session, but you would still have to do it in an open meeting, asking them questions. So I wouldn't suggest any revisions to what we have in place already, because it's just, you just do it in an open meeting, ask them some questions. Let's see, it's kind of like a little interview process, and no matter what, you have to do it in an open meeting. I wouldn't add in that we go into executive session or anything, I just keep it as is.
I like it that way, yes.
You're talking about B on that, part B on.
Yep,
Yes.
and then you have something to add as well. Okay, so we'll just keep that.
All right, since we now have an opening on the town council, we'll follow the MRSC procedures like she said. And we'll place an announcement in the Selkirk Sun for 1 week. I mean, it's up to you, but I think 1 week should be sufficient, seeking applicants. And we'll interview a public meeting the following week, and hopefully be able to announce the decision of the council and swear in the new councilman at the next regular council meeting.
So are you thinking 7 days on that, Pete?
That's the way it would work, I guess.
So close it, so open it up tonight,
Well, yeah,
and then,
you can post things on, when's the latest you can post on the Selkirk Sun?
well, tonight,
It's going right now.
Typically, if you get things into her by Tuesday, she prints on Wednesdays and then.
Okay.
Actually, she prints on Thursdays because she's gotten information from me on Wednesdays and had it in the Thursday paper. Because the
if I can
papers are
send her
pointed-
something email, she can usually have it out within.
If you can, that's awesome, otherwise we have to wait till next week.
Okay, so we could,
And we will,
And then I saw we also have some applications here at the meeting, if anyone, members of the public would like to grab one.
okay, hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so we're gonna open it the 13th, which is tonight.
Okay.
hopefully.
You guys would have to motion to open it, and then close it, you could close it on
Following Friday.
the following Friday on the 22nd. That would be 7 days, or 8 days, counting today.
Somebody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to open the town council position effective tonight, August 13th, and closing on Friday, the 22nd.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No more? I think that ought to do it. All right, the next thing on our agenda is the comprehensive plan. I'm going to need, yeah, the comprehensive plan. Do we want to opt in with the county, or?
And this is where Abby
This is what we talked
Abby
about.
would be our advisor. So, in case anybody
Motion.
What we talked about last week.
I'll make a motion to opt in with the county and have Abby as our advisor.
I would second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll let her know.
All right, and this is from the public hearing. I need a motion. Whoops.
We could have discussion on this. I can do the treasurer's report now for financial, for public loan, and then you guys can.
I think that would be in the best interest of
Yep.
everybody if we could see our financial situation before we make a vote on the loan from the town of Manawee.
Okay. So I made you guys a spreadsheet, and the top part is operating budget, so that's our monthly bills. And then the bottom is everything that's outstanding to creditors, and there is some accounts that have been paid. They're highlighted in green. Did you?
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Okay. If you guys wanna look at that. There's one that is the actual cost monthly, the payment when it's due, and then the amount owed if it's current or if it is outstanding still. and then beneath is all the creditors. We are missing Anatech for creditors. I did request, we do have outstanding invoices, I think until May is what he told me.
Yeah.
And he didn't send them over to me, so that one's left blank. But I did do just a rough estimate of what Anatech would be monthly for this. And that's up there.
Is that just the wastewater that I told you?
It's 330 times 4.
Okay, that's just the wastewater, that's not counting Fremont. Because we
Okay,
have to do
so
that
this,
once a month.
is it the same?
That I don't know.
Okay, so we'll figure that out then.
So we owe nearly $70,000 in back bills,
Yeah.
and we're hoping that this loan of $50,000 will help cover some of that. I think we should have like a workshop and probably try to prioritize how we spend this money and who we pay first. If we want to keep some of that, if we get the loan, keep some of that cash in our pockets for emergencies would be probably a good idea. So I don't know about spending it all at once.
Two of the things that we're really trying to use this money towards is our spring brush. We have to get back.
Or
Get
county,
that back.
that's the accounting.
That's accounting, so she can do everything we need to do, and it removes our previous clerk from it at that point. And then insurance. Those are our two main priorities right now, and those are big ticket items that we're not gonna get until we get our budget built back up.
Yeah.
So just open discussion, that's what we're looking for. That's where we're shooting, and then whatever's left, we can separate it, put it water, sewer.
Yeah.
What are we looking at for the insurance?
22,000 insurance.
Yeah.
I have not gotten a quote on the new insurance.
Is it gonna still be through,
No.
No, we have to have
gonna be
insurance
separate.
before they will take us back on board, because we're hydrants.
While we're on the subject of town insurance, right before the meeting, so we were able to submit our fraud report. We had some paperwork we had to attach to it. We now have a claims pre-litigation manager assigned to us, so we have an adjuster, and it's now in, I don't even know, we have a new claim, it's opened up, the ball is rolling, so
Yeah.
we may see something back from
Yeah,
that.
so this is what she stated, we're gonna go back to January of 20.
Yeah, so the date of loss for the claim that we submitted today is from January 2020 to June of 2025.
Where did this come from?
This is from AWC, RMSA.
Good.
So that's good news.
So
It's
So
going.
they're gonna cover us for even for the months we weren't paid?
No, this
This
is
is-
only the months we were in the good with them, and that's till December
Okay.
of last year, so. But this is a percent, we have to produce all these paperwork to them. They will look at it and decide on a percentage of our loss that we've proven.
Okay.
So,
so,
and the
excuse me.
sheriff's department spreadsheets are helping us with that.
So they are essentially saying, yes, we can see that you have been frauded.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
And
it's been turned into.
We're getting a lot of response from AWC. And
Okay.
That's good to hear that
Right, so
they've been
they,
working on this, but they're kind of difficult to communicate.
It's a process. Their
Sure.
board committee only meets once a month,
right,
so
well, nobody wants
to
to.
get it on their agenda takes a
So,
while.
back to the topic at hand, if we get this loan and we get squared away with some of these debt, this debt, and then we get a lump sum payment from our insurance somewhere down the road, we could use that money to then pay
Absolutely.
it back.
That was
to
part of the
Tagovailoa.
discussion that
also-
ad hoc committee had with John.
I think that's
I-
a great plan.
So, yeah.
Because so I'm doing the month of July, so we're going over July's expenses and stuff. For August, we did get our impact payment from Valkyrie Dam. So
Okay.
that is a substantial amount that will also help.
Okay.
And that is in the balances that I gave you guys.
And that goes along with our procedures that we've changed.
What is your impact payment, if I can ask?
It's from Seattle City Light.
You're correct, how much is that?
It's just over $10,000, and all the towns get the same amount of money.
Well, there's certain
There's-
percentages
This-
that they're getting because of taxes.
Right.
They get more taxes than we do, so theirs is increased at certain times more
This,
than ours.
this one was, we all three got the same
We
amount.
got the
Yeah.
same, no, this is.
Is that quarterly or yearly that you?
Quarterly, we get them 4
So
times
we're
a
getting
year.
another one
We'll
coming
get
in
it in
November.
They pay the county and then this is that piece that the county breaks off for you guys, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
she told us
The amount
the
that
amount,
they
yeah.
split up can vary.
It can, but
This
it was
particular
all
time-
the same
Okay.
this go around.
And those impacts are going straight into our money market. They are not going into our operating budget. Jaden and I have worked, she's worked extremely hard to get that operating budget on board. So next month, she's really gonna have a nice spreadsheet for you guys. And we'll know exactly what every monthly, and our water sewer bills are gonna cover that. We're gonna be fine
I
with
think
that.
we're gonna slowly come out of this hole. So I have it, so my treasurer's report was, so bills and payroll, so claims and checks. I put the check numbers on there so you guys could see, which we have to go over something. So checks, ending in 117 through 131 for claims was $15,180.75. Okay, so claims is money going out, those bills getting paid. July's payroll was $3,166.72. So that brought our total of everything that was going out to $18,347.47. In my check numbers, so when I'm still learning the system, but when I go to check my work, match my check numbers, everything that's in my system, I ran my check register, and from check 116 all the way down for the month of July, there was a missing check. I freaked out. Janet was here. I looked everywhere. Kelly pulled a random check from my check pile May 14th of 2025 to pay something for a grant, and I copied it because I didn't use that check and I didn't take that check from the town. But it has been used and it was not me that used it, but it's going to be missing in my check register. Does that make sense?
It's gonna show for a while.
And does it say how much it was used and who it was to?
Yes, yes.
But I want you guys to be aware of that's why that's missing.
And that's all been reported to the proper authorities?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yes, as we move through it, it has been. So money that came in, my receipt register is $21,013.92. So I would say for the month of July, we don't have a deficit. I think that we're a little ahead.
Good to hear.
We were excited. It's not big money, but we're excited.
So with that, with it growing, we need to get back on track to pretty much making a brand new budget. Because
Yeah,
all of this has to start being pulled from certain funds. Our employees' wages, it's a breakdown. And we need to start figuring that out now. I'm hoping to have a update from the SAO soon.
That would be nice.
Cause they're kind of telling us what we can and can't do at this point. But we are allowed to pay bills, stay online. And do you guys have questions? I hope I covered that good enough.
You did good.
So once we have spring break paid off, will that answer your SAO question? And being able to pay things?
I think they're all,
There's-
the Springbok has already taken an image of everything that has been done since 2020 or 2019. And they have it, and that had, it wasn't real clear from the guy from Springbok, but it's available to the auditor. And
It's in
I'm
the-
assuming that they have been,
It's in the cloud for the auditor, so they can pull that.
this is all pretty much out of our hands right now. And
So, yeah, so it's, and what's in our Springbrook, I would love to do a treasurer's report for you, but it would be wrong because the balances in our Springbrook are
Are
wrong.
so different.
And I don't know if I can mess with that right now.
Right, okay.
So I'm just gonna be pulling monthly, so you guys can see a really good view of what's coming in and going out. And I have all of the checks, what's coming in, everything, I have it all in a folder. You guys can look through it, you can do whatever, you guys can look at it.
Hopefully with clearing Springbrook's account, I'm hoping, and I don't know, maybe I'm hoping and should be, but maybe you have advice on this, maybe once we clean that, or clear that account with them, that will open up to where we can make that wrong amount go away, maybe, and give us a clean.
Right, yeah, and I'm not, yeah, once you have full access to Springbrook, you should be able to do that.
Readjust that.
Right, what I'm not sure the best way, how that, you know, do you put an entry in that, you know, just to zero out,
Right,
you
start
know,
at zero.
balances. So SAO might be able to give some guidance on what
That's
the,
what we're waiting for.
what the correct.
Springbrook has a course, and I think once we sign that, hopefully we'll be able to get at least 2 people trained on the Springbrook stuff, and hopefully we'll be able to get a, you know, this is the end of one regime and the beginning of a new one. We have a fresh start. We'll see how that works, but we gotta get back in their good graces first. So.
Are you aware they're putting on a training course in Spokane? It's like the first
Yes.
weekend. Okay, you already know.
We're gonna talk about that next.
Okay, great.
Okay, well, no, there's, we need to make a motion on whether we are going to all through with the loan, or,
Well, it sounds to me like we can afford the loan, and I think that it would be great to consolidate our debt and get some of these bills paid. I'll make a motion to accept a loan from the town of Iowa in the amount of $50,000 at an interest rate of 3.51% APR for 65 months.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
The motion is passed.
Thank you, Iowa.
Yes, thank you.
Can I?
Yeah.
So everything that is on the top operating budget right here,
Yes.
these are all in the actual cost. I need to pay these bills this month.
Okay.
And I would like to pay them, please.
I make a motion for Jade to be able to pay the bills that need to be paid this month to keep us current.
I'd like to make a point of order. This is out of line with our agenda. It should be part of the treasurer's report. We still have a new business to attend to.
Well, yeah, but we stuck in the treasurer's report there for.
We stuck
didn't.
it.
Yes, you did.
Oh, did we?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
Treasurer's report.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. So,
I only made an amendment to add MRSC class discussions to the end
all right,
of the new business.
okay.
I'll do that all over again.
So you don't have to do it all over again, but we should go through the bills, I think, and one at a time
Okay.
and approve them.
All right, now,
Did that get passed?
I don't
For her to.
It did
yes,
get passed,
the
yeah.
motion's passed,
Okay.
but there's,
To,
the next thing on the agenda is Mayor Pro Tem. Apparently, we need to do it correctly. So in order to conform to the MRSC rules, the council needs to officially nominate and approve the Mayor Pro Tem. Can I get a motion?
Is this something we could wait on until we have a full council, maybe till next meeting? And we have,
We have enough.
well, we do have enough to vote, but I think that with a full council of 5 members, it would be a better representation of, you know, the needs of the town.
I don't.
I'll
If there's
still
a
stay
time,
as active.
I have the option of
Sign.
filling in and breaking the tie. So, you still want to do that?
I mean, it's up to the council, but I would motion that we table it until next meeting, but you don't
I
have to
have
agree
to
with me.
abstain, so you guys decide.
Liz?
I can't quite hear what was said, so.
I would like to table it till the next meeting, and I would just as soon have it, the Mayor Pro Tem officially nominated and approved ASAP. She has been acting Mayor Pro Tem all along, and,
That's what I was gonna say.
yeah,
I'll make a motion to go ahead and,
well, this is Tim.
Well, we can make a motion and vote on it, and in majority rules, you guys can roll me out. Abstain?
I abstain.
I could abstain from voting, but
He has a vote.
trying to get the,
I have to.
Okay, let's take a, all right.
you cannot vote. Okay.
I think somebody needs to spell it all out, make the motion to officially confirm Janet Sullivan as the Mayor Pro Tem.
I will make a motion to officially confirm Janet Sullivan to be the Mayor Pro Tem.
Well,
I
second
have a
that.
second, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Nay? Is it
motion
nay or
passes.
abs- I'm trying to
No,
think of
it's abstain means you don't want to vote. He voted, so he's a nay.
okay. I'm just trying to get the correct, words in my minutes.
So it's
You can,
3-1 motion passes.
Motion
you
passes.
can also call, any abstentions, and you can take a note, you can say any nays, or you can also say any abstentions and take note of those. So he has a choice of doing either one.
Wait, I'll
Everybody
abstain
voted.
then.
Did we
Yeah,
nay? Okay.
yeah, I'll abstain, same thing.
Sorry.
Then
I'm sorry, Pete,
it's-
I'm trying to help, but.
Yes, I know, it's just hard for me to keep up sometimes. Okay, so that motion is passed.
Would you like to explain why we're doing this? Or Jade can? It's something we found.
Well, okay, yeah, it's, we've got, there's a lot of things that went on over the course of the past 18 years since I've been on the mayor that have been not done by the book, but we've done it by the way we've always done it. And now we've got the book and we're being nailed to the cross, so we've got to follow the book.
Well, we were just calling and asking questions to MRSC and all the other, and finding out that Mayor Pro Tem should be voted in every 2 years.
It says every 2 years in MRSC, but our handbook says every 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other towns do it every
6
few
months?
months.
Okay.
Yeah.
We actually do
So
like a
it's-
quarterly rotation, so
Yeah.
so you would take July through March, April through June, June through
That's actually a really
August,
good idea.
That
and
is
so
a
it
good
rotates
idea.
all the
Like the change in
time.
the bank thing.
And then it's just if the mayor knew he was
Do that
taking
year.
2 weeks off in August, because he always goes on family vacation. Hey, look, Tim's up, he's mayor pro tem during this time. Heads up to Tim that you're going to be the one who gets those phone calls, and the rest of the council knows, hey,
And
he's the
sign
acting
checks.
mayor.
Do all that.
signing, yeah.
Yes,
But we establish that ahead of
It's
time.
in both.
yes.
That's a decision that we'll.
May I speak up on that?
How we want
Yeah,
to
you
do
can
that.
speak
Right
on
now,
this.
we've got Janet for 6 months.
Yeah.
That's by
6 months?
MRSC.
Yes, by our,
Yeah.
yes, and Bill has a question.
Okay, we voted on
It does say
the
6 months.
councilman's handbook or the town procedures. Okay, so that's what you're basically supposed to follow, and it's every 2 years. So, you know,
It says
when you
every
vote
2
on
years.
something like that,
Oh,
You follow
MRSC is 2
pol-
years and our handbook
policies
is
and
6
We gotta
procedures.
get back. The MRSC is 2 years.
But we have our policy.
And our policy.
No, policy, no, policy
it
says
2
2
years?
years, yeah.
Yeah, so we did
Policy
it,
says 2
that,
years,
so
too.
it's 2 years.
That's MRC.
Yeah,
Okay.
So it's a word. So we
Because-
can.
But we can always change that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
And
can
if she's
make
not
it,
available, we can appoint a new one. It's just as long as we do it officially and everybody agrees.
Yeah, I
we
think
can
that.
add it to the agenda, if you want to add it at the next meeting, and you want to change it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you guys, any of you guys can get,
I'm
Stuff
good
put on the agenda,
with
you
it
can-
changing around too. You guys can all take your turn.
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea to get other people, a chance to get that type of a role. And I mean, I think you do a pretty good job, Janet, and it's
I
no offense
try.
to you.
Right
It's,
now-
it's,
No, no, I'm not
Yeah.
holding offense at all.
Yeah.
I want everybody to rotate around,
I
and
think-
just like the bills, the signing,
we should all
it's
be
just right
involved.
now with the committee,
Yeah,
we need to be conforming with what's in our handbooks.
yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do, because this ad hoc committee's gonna go for a while.
Well, you can still be on the ad hoc committee.
Right, but the signee, once you become mayor pro tem, you're gonna be put on the check signing also.
Okay.
Because you are the second.
that is a
Person.
bigger role.
I do
So
not
that's,
sign
that's a
anything.
good reason to have it go.
Jade
up
will
2 years.
not be signing any checks, she will not be paying herself.
Okay.
We're changing everything.
Yeah, okay.
So we're gonna have,
Did we make, did we do actually, we got that, so with this coming, we need to have another meeting on, because I'm gonna have to start submitting stuff to the insurance, so we need to start changing our policy and procedures if we're gonna do that for the better of the town.
Yeah.
So if we can, I'm suggesting a special meeting at the end of the month, so we can start going through that, and the council can start approving it.
As far as like specifically the.
Like the mayor pro tem, like you
Okay.
guys just talked.
Yes.
if you want that rotated out, we can add.
Yeah, I think maybe having a special meeting for that would be really smart.
And any other things in our hand,
Yeah,
or anything we want to add from this one?
Yeah,
okay,
really hitting.
And
the
there are some
policies and
things we
procedures
found
for-
in that we do want to add.
okay.
I want to add.
Yeah, I'll dig through it a little more thoroughly and take some notes too.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Since I have you guys here, would you guys want to do a special meeting on the 27th of August?
I don't know, I'm retired, I don't think I can make it.
Well, we're having this
That was,
special meeting to do interviews next week.
You can do a special meeting.
Yeah, we can tack another one on, just after that meeting is over, have another special meeting that follows, discuss whatever you're talking
but
about.
right now, she's trying to set this up for
Policies and
policies.
procedures.
We could cover both topics in
Not
that
our work.
special meeting.
You definitely can,
Yeah, just,
as long as it's on the agenda.
the 27th works for me. I work a night shift starting at 6 PM, so could we do it like in the morning or
Yeah.
early afternoon?
Yeah.
Maybe another 11 o'clock would work well for me.
Yeah, 11 o'clock would be good for me too.
Okay.
What's the date on that?
The 27th.
Wednesday, the 27th, at 11 a.m.
Check that calendar.
So we'll get your books and have your.
Definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and now the last thing on our agenda, modified agenda, is the MRSC courses. And so there's another course you're talking about also.
Yeah, there is, okay, so, according to MRSC, we can do study session and workshops. MRSC is offering a newly updated budgeting basic, learning. It's, in case we missed it, if we need refreshers, it looks like a really great course. I couldn't print it out because they didn't have the option, so it's right here on my phone. It's covering everything from roles and responsibilities to revenue forecasting, balancing the budget, and community engagement. You guys can earn a credit. It satisfies the budget competency.
When is that?
We can do it anytime.
Oh.
So this one is, it's all online, so we would just log in. The only thing is, since the whole council is here and we're all doing it together, it would have to be in it's open to the public. We would just be doing whatever we need to do. There's not really an agenda. There is an RCW that we have to follow. But it is totally doable. We could set it up anytime that you guys wanted. It would, to me, it's very beneficial, and I think it would be to you guys too, because, you know, we have to do the budget.
It would be a workshop, correct, and then you don't have the audience participate, they have to sit there silently and listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like them attending the same training as we would be.
If you wanna look
You
at it.
can't make any decisions at work.
Yeah, we're
No.
just
Just
training.
learning about how to do a budget.
Yeah.
So we
If-
just
Yeah, so if that's
set
something,
a time when everybody can be there.
Yeah, what's the cost on there?
that one is free, so
Okay.
we can do that whenever. Another one that I wanted to, bring to you guys is, it's the Open Public Meetings Act Essentials. It's from legal requirements to everyday practice. Oh, shoot. This one's on.
It is on that same
This
page.
one's Wednesday,
Yep.
August 27th. And this is on the agenda because this does cost money. It's $45 a person.
How often do they have this?
This one's twice a year. And it's online, it's a webinar. It's on staying compliant with Washington's Open Public Meeting Act. It requires more than a basic understanding of the law.
So you definitely want to go with that.
Yeah, I think that the whole entire council should,
Well,
including the mayor.
Well, I need to go to it. And we have a parliamentary, somebody designated to make sure we're doing the rules and can square us away. I think,
So that's something that you can add to our policies and procedures if that's something you want. So
Yeah, if
make
it's-
that note, and then when we do our workshop, you can
Oh.
add that.
can we do this on the same, on the 27th?
Well, the problem is, this is on the
We can just change the time of the special meeting, that's fine.
We definitely could. But this one, I think you guys would have to vote on because it does cost money.
Yeah, so I'd like somebody to make a motion to authorize us to spend the money to get her trained on it at least.
So it's $45 per head.
Per person, yes.
And it says there are scholarships available.
So the scholarships are through RMSA or CIAW. Yeah. I can try, I can talk to Andrea and see.
Doesn't hurt to try.
I will try, I will, definitely.
I would think they might say, yeah, you guys can do it.
Yeah, but if all of us were to go, it would be 270.
I'll pay my own way.
I was just gonna suggest
my own
the
way,
town
too.
pay for Jade's.
Yeah,
And the
absolutely.
rest of us, if we're able to pay,
Yeah.
go ahead and pay.
Mhm,
Unless one of us isn't
Just to
able
keep that deficit off the town
mhm.
books right now.
I could do that.
I agree.
I could too, yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to spend the $45 to send Jade to the OPMA Essentials from Legal Requirements to Everyday Practice MRSC class.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye. Are we done the treasurer's report?
So do we want to move the time for the special meeting?
Yeah, if we could move it to like 1 o'clock, maybe we'd break at 11:30 at the end of that training.
How
We
long
could
is
all
that
have lunch.
training, does it say?
It's from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m.
So we'll just start a meeting at 11.
Or at 12.
Or we could do noon, or we could
Yeah.
break, go to lunch, come back at 1. I mean, I'm pretty flexible.
Yeah, I am, definitely.
You don't need sleep before your shift?
I'm just checking.
It depends on if I'm coming off of a night shift the day before, which I
Okay.
am. So, I mean, I usually get up around 9 after night shift.
Okay, because we could do it earlier if we need to, there's that. I'm up early.
Up to you.
Okay. I'll be here at 10 a.m. for the training, and then you want to do high noon for the special meeting?
Let's just do that, yeah.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Do I need to do the treasurer's report really quick again?
I think you covered it, but,
Just to be safe, we get a motion in a second? Because it didn't pass, right?
Oh, yeah,
We need
we-
a motion to accept the treasurer's report, I'm sorry.
Here, let me just go through what I have again really quick, so. Let's see.
so these are the bills for this current month, right?
Yeah. Is this what you're looking for?
No, it's the piece of paper with the,
This one?
yes. Okay, claims, the check claims again, because I'm not paying anything through electronic funds, no ACH, no debits, no nothing, it's strictly checks. It was $15,180.75. July's payroll was $3,166.72. That brings the total claims to $18,347.47. And that's for money going out. And I can tell you that for July's money that we had coming in was $21,013.92.
Positive.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still in debt, so it's not really our money, but we're getting there.
So is that the amount I'm voting on
Yep.
there? So we're spending $18,347.47?
That was for July. And it's
Okay, yeah, I would.
So that is, so claims will always be noted out.
Okay.
And then my receipt register is when I'm intaking. So treasurer's receipt is like, that's the overage for the, RV parks. And then utility pay will always be when I do like a deposit.
Okay.
And then that's like, we had this big one come in. And I keep all of this too. In my orders, you can actually look at it whenever you want.
Okay. Triworks, that Ford truck, we're paying that, that's a bill that we're paying off, or was that
That's
a new
paid.
issue?
It
That was already
when I
paid?
when we first started.
Okay,
Get our truck.
We got our truck back.
we already voted on that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, so all this was voted on and paid.
okay.
I'm trying to, our system has two like memo lines. So I'm trying to get the right one to where it shows you exactly what it was for. So if I'm ever missing that, make sure correct me on it.
So this has already been voted on, and do we have a current one? We don't, for August?
No, because it's always gonna be, my treasurer report will always be for the month
For the
before.
month before, okay, that makes sense.
But if you want, I can pull this for you, like whenever you want for this, and you can look at it.
All right,
And then we know what our operating is, and we can order that.
all right, well, I think I'm satisfied.
Are we still at the point where we're asking for the motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report and approve the monthly bills.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
The motion is passed. Now we have public comment.
Second.
Any,
Rick, Rick.
what?
Rick
Seconded it.
Yeah.
I'm not right fast
Oh,
enough.
I'm sorry.
Pete's not giving you a
Public
second.
comment. I know I'm not giving for the rest. And since there's no public comment, I need a motion to adjourn.
I got public comment.
He is fine.
You made enough comments.
Want you guys to know, I think you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you, Brent.
I appreciate seeing you working together,
Thank you.
taking your job
Yes.
really seriously.
You've been,
I know it's not easy.
Jade and Janet have been
Okay.
really stepped up.
It'll start looking better and better as we figure this out, I promise.
It's taking everyone, it's not just Jay and I.
Getting
it's
getting along,
everyone.
not
Alicia
getting bent out of shape.
taking over a
Figured it out.
segment of the.
I come in and get candy every now and then.
Yeah, that's all my public comment, that was it. Now you go on, Dean.
I'll make a motion to
I
adjourn.
guess I better go
Second.
online and get it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Good job, Pete, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yep, this is to apply for council.
I'll second what you said, Brian.
I just gotta wait in there.
Yeah, it's in here.
You can turn it back in at town hall or drop it in the box. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, John.